The release of Shazam! Fury of the Gods this past weekend was met with a lot of critical backlash, with the film suffering a pretty rapid downfall over on Rotten Tomatoes. And the box office was no better, seeing a lower than expected opening weekend. So there's been a lot of discussion in regards to what does this mean for the future of Shazam in the DCU. While we don't know that, we know one thing: the director has officially left the franchise. So this comes at us directly from David F. Sandberg, the director of the film. And he took to social media to say that he never expected the sequel to do as well as it did in terms of reviews with the critics, but he sees what people are saying. And he follows this up by saying that he is excited to step away from Shazam. He says, don't get him wrong, he's enjoyed working on the two films for the better part of the last 6 years, but his time with this franchise is behind him. He's officially looking forward to working on new things, such as smaller projects and horror, and that he doesn't want to do the whole superhero thing anymore. Honestly, I've said what I've said. I love Shazam 1. Still think that's one of the best DCEU films. Shazam 2, I'm not really a fan of. I think it forgot a lot of the elements that made the first film special, and honestly, I think it kind of took a dump on them. So I'm right there with a lot of people where I love the first film, the second film, not so much. We've seen how it was received with the mass amounts of critics, and if we factor the fans in, the fans aren't as keen on the sequel as a lot of them were with the first one. So the writing, I think, was kind of on the wall that this franchise is sort of dead, if you will, unless they can somehow pull something off. But a Shazam 3 right now wouldn't make sense. At the same time, you have the director come out and say, guys, I'm done. I want to go do other things. I want to do horror. I want the experience with other genres. That to me is all you need to know about how he feels about this, his time working on it, and so many things that factor into a decision like this, which, make no mistake, he's not saying this lightly. He was paid pretty decently. He put out the best films he could, but he's been stuck at a studio which in his time there has seen 3 different people lead and pull the whole DC entity into different corners, that he's felt the pressure. On top of this, you had literally them throwing him nothing while they threw everything over at Black Adam, literally siphoning money to try to push that project as the big thing, and Shazam gets nothing. That it makes sense. He's worked now in the political landscape of a big blockbuster, and chances are, like many other directors, once they do this a couple times, the burnout is real. You see how the machine moves. You're just a small cog in the big wheel, and you're nothing. And if they remove you, there's still other pieces that can move fine. You're just one small cog they can easily replace. Unfortunate, but I think we all knew that this was going to happen.